It would seem that we are running low on men. Not only men, but women and children as well. It seems that after everything we've been through, I'm going to have to do it myself. Here's the world's most searched question on the internet. Can you actually beat StarCraft 2 using only one unit? Like seriously, is it even possible? And my answer is, dude, I have no idea what you're talking about, this ain't an RPG. But yes. Just as every challenge has its rules, this one has as well. Rule number 1. You are allowed to play with only one unit of your choice. It can be any unit in any mission, even a hero unit. Rule number 2. SCVs don't count as units. They're workers, builders and repairers. And rule number 3. Free given units in any mission must be killed. We only play with one unit from the start of the game. You choose your unit in the beginning of the mission and you can't switch it up in the middle of the game. Okay, those are the rules. Pretty harsh, but rules are rules. Let's see how it all turns out. Liberation Day, as always, is the easiest mission of them all. I chose to play with Raynor because he's a hero unit. What's more is that he has one more range than Marines. This means that I can kite other Marines while outranging them. I restarted this mission 5 times already because of the reinforcements that I receive. Enemy units have 50% health handicap, so they always kill a Marine when they land. Finally, in one of those retries, I managed to let them die without doing anything. So we move forward with Raynor and we're done. The Outlaws is something else. The first thing that I do is kill all Marines but one as the rules state. We don't really have much of a choice here, so yeah, I choose a Marine on this mission. Second, I gather 5 SCVs to tank the damage when I'm pushing forward. The Hellions inflicted a lot of damage on me, but I survived. The first time. On the second try, it turns out that there are random spawns in front of the bonus objective, so in order to stop them, I just completed the objective, and with a lot of precision, I completed the mission. 0 hour is big waste of time. All I do here is leave one Marine alive, put it in a bunker, and survive for 30 minutes. For smash and grab, I obviously chose to play with the Marauder. They have high HP, high damage and actually have kiting potential. On my first try, I underestimated those 3 stalkers and took a couple of hits to my Marauder, leaving it to 30 HP. As you well know, that shouldn't happen. Anyway, second try we deal with the stalkers in a proper manner and slowly, I mean slowly, we move forward. We get some really intense moments, but we survive that as well. Now that I have 3 relics, I have to kill 3 stone zealots with a single Marauder that has 3 HP. I pulled every single SCV that I have and actually killed a stone zealot. But now I don't have any SCVs and I'm being attacked. All I can do in that moment is move on. Turns out that the Marauder outranges the stone zealot as well, so I guess all that fuss was for nothing. For the Evacuation, I chose to play with the Marauder again, but this time it will be a mercenary Marauder. This means that at the start of the mission I am not allowed to do anything with the 2 firebats and 2 medics that I have. So what I do is rush to my base and let the AI Marines take care of what's coming after me. After claiming the base, I kill all my units and started making SCVs. Unfortunately for me, the first escort starts before the 6-minute mark, so I won't have any units to defend it. That's not the problem though, the first escort doesn't need to be defended. All I did is send 3 SCVs just in case it needs repairs. When the 6-minute mark hits, I get my Marauder. All we do now is keep the Marauder and the convoy alive and we're good to go. The next one on the line is Outbreak. I chose to play with the Mercenary Marauder again because the slowing attack and bonus HP upgrades are way too good. So the mission starts and I kill all my units and we block all ways. When the first night starts, I run out of minerals because I used way too many SCVs to repair. On the second try, I survive the first night and during the day I clear as much infestation as I can. On the next night, I stay up all night to repair the buildings, and on the next day I clear almost every building. Unfortunately, I got greedy and my marauder died, so that's a restart. On the next restart, I had to go for the infestors again, so I sent my marauder to two-shot the infestor, but I completely forgot about him. A restart after that, something unbelievable happened. Like, really? How is that even possible? Anyway, I had to survive one more night because my SCVs got completely obliterated in night time. But that last night was traumatizing. I was only left with a command center and my marauder was behind my mineral line because I had to keep him alive. I repaired the command center with everything that I have, and after a couple of seconds, it's daytime again. All I have to do now is complete my main objective. Pff, what a mission. The Reaper mission was actually completely fine. All I did was run around and gather resources, but then I found more Reapers, and the thing about Reapers is that they one-shot everything. As rules state, I can't receive help from other units, so I have to somehow kill those Reapers before they inflict any damage. I tried killing the Hydra with SCVs before the Reapers, but it didn't work. I restarted this part 10 more times and I still couldn't find a way to stop them from attacking. So the only thing I had to do here is just skip unlocking them. I don't really need to pick those resources, there are plenty of gold minerals. So while waiting for those minerals, I just went to kill the Brutalisk. It took me around 4 minutes to kite that thing, but I finally got it. All we do now is wait for the resources and we're done. Just because I lack one more Zerg research, I can't get the planetary fortress. So I started Welcome to the Jungle instead of the Great Train Robbery. Here I chose to play with the Goliath. It has high range, high damage, it's a pretty decent unit to be honest. But you know, it's all fun and games until I fight a Stalker. On the second try I built bunkers to secure the third and fourth Terrazine. It turned out fine, I got the Terrazine, but moving forward there are 2 Stalkers and a Void Ray which I can't really fight on my own. So from now on, I make 3 turrets everywhere I go. We are pretty much done with the mission now. For the last Terrazine grab, I had already lost an SCV while defending it. So in order to stop that from happening again, I put all my SCVs and escorted the Terrazine to my base. Now that there are more missions, I still need the Zerg research for the Great Train Robbery. The only available mission giving me a Zerg research is Safe Haven. As obvious as it sounds, here I choose to play with a Viking. All we have to do is destroy 3 Protoss bases. How hard could it be? Anyway, I put 2 armories for double upgrade production just before securing the first Nexus. The second Nexus is a little more complicated. There's a Colossus, Stalkers, I can't just get in and destroy it. So I pulled the boys, but unfortunately only one lived to tell the tale and build a command center. With the second Nexus down, getting a bonus objective wouldn't hurt. Maybe I exaggerated. No, seriously, we got it, don't worry. This last part of the main objective seemed like it can't be done only with a Viking and SCVs. So I built a couple of support buildings, and with their help, the third Nexus is down now. Now that we have to destroy the Purifier, all I do here is build a lot of turrets on his trajectory. It's beautiful, but it's over. Let's move on. When we finally get the planetary fortress, we can move on to the Great Train Robbery. It's rather obvious, but the Diamondback is the best choice for unit here. Here, as you may have guessed already, we built planetary fortresses and bunkers. The first and the second train were close to escaping, but after that, nothing really stood a chance when it came close to this. Skipping to the last Great Train kiting, that's victory. The whole Ghost of a Chance mission is actually played with one unit. Kinda. As soon as I get any units, I kill them and proceed with Nova. I mind control the last BC just to make things faster, and the first part is done. The second part of this mission starts a bit odd. Here the mission is made in a way that you can't open the gate on your own. So what I did was, I took a Reaper and killed the generator, and then I thought, This isn't really playing with one unit, so let's restart. On the next restart I tried something else. I mind controlled a Viking in order to destroy the generator, but this too seemed like playing with another unit. So naturally, after being left with no options whatsoever, I loaded an old save and played the Tosh mission, which lasted 5 minutes. The next mission is Cutthroat. Here I choose to play with the Vulture because of its swift movement. We'll be going for a planetary fortress rush, so I will need to collect the resources to keep it alive and running. The whole landing on the enemy platform was a little questionable, but we're okay. What's not okay is that I lost my Vulture, which in Einstein's terms means that's a restart. On the second restart my landing was much better. Everything was perfect until my Vultures decided that they have to defend my base. Last restart I make sure I don't repeat my mistakes, and 40 seconds later we officially speedrun this mission. The dig is all about the start. Here I'm given a choice to play with either a medic, a marauder or a marine. I obviously choose to play with a marauder due to its powerful upgrades. After choosing a unit, you get to test it out against 2 zealots and a stalker. Unfortunately, even with a perfect micro here, I can't win this fight. So what do? We get creative. I start the mission again, and this time I choose to play with a tank. Let me explain how this works. I select my army and without attacking I proceed forward to unlock the tanks. After that's done, I soak as much damage as possible with the bio while the tank is getting rid of the zealots and the stalker. Seems like an alternation of the rules, but there is really no other way to beat this mission. As soon as I unlocked my base, I built defenses, and at some point I took the relics because I really had nothing else to do. The Moebius Factor, as you well know, is a race. We have to destroy the data cores before Kerrigan gets to them. Here I choose to play with a mercenary Viking. At the 5th minute mark I am officially able to play the game, so I go straight for the first core. Unfortunately, I get attacked by Mutalisks, and the Marines and the Goliath that I saved killed one. On the next restart, I dealt with the problem accordingly and I got the first core. The second core is a little tricky. There is a Zerg base here and it's actually defended by units. What units, you ask? All kinds of units. Anyway, we dealt with everything and now the second core is down. The third one is the real deal. In order to get remotely close to the data core, I need to go through patrolling hydras, spores and spines. Oh, and this. Nidus worms. Nidus worms spawn all the time, everywhere. So in order to beat that, I need to go back to my base and repair the Viking. And you can never know what to expect while flying across the map. Going back and forth 4 times, attacking and repairing, I finally eliminate all Nidus worms and units threatening me, and I destroy the data core once and for all. For Engine of Destruction, I have the choice given to me again. I can play with either a medic or a marine, so I choose a marine thinking that I can finish the mission quick while massing marines, but oh man, how wrong I was. Second retry, I play with a medic and I actually get to the base. Fortunately for me, I don't have to attack anything because Odin does all the work for me, so I put the medic in a bunker and literally wait the mission to finish. But I forgot about a small problem. Moving on to the last 2 bases, I have a bonus objective that I must grab. Unfortunately for me, I can't activate the bonus objective with a medic, so I thought it's just impossible to do it, but then an idea popped in my head. What if I use a base to activate the objective and let Odin take care of it? By the time I get to Loki, Odin is out of range. So I restarted the mission one last time, did the same thing and it worked. Now that Loki is down, I wait for Odin to finish the mission and we're done. Media Blitz was another big waste of time. I chose to play with Odin obviously, because he's the only given playable unit. What we do here is nothing new. I run to the middle base first, top base second, and then clear the little army / base below that. All we do is destroy the production facilities so that when we arrive again we don't have to deal with any new made units. As soon as I get a base, I put some bunkers and I go straight for the broadcast tower 3. After that we quickly grab the secret mission and get back to the main towers. Now that tower 2 is done, we go for tower 1 and we're done. In piercing the Shroud we have another hero unit, so we choose to play with that. The main objective here is to investigate the Dominion lab. By investigating, I obviously mean that we're going to blow it up. After blowing it up, we get to the point where we get Ares, which easily clears up the way. After everything is dead, I laid back and started to think, what have I done? I'm not supposed to play with more than one unit. So I restarted the mission, cleared the way myself and reached the Brutalisk. After barely surviving this huge beast, I picked up the restoration charge and we finish off the fusion reactor. Now that we have to run back, we pick up all the relics and the mission is done. I was thinking of going with Thor for this mission, but unfortunately the mission starts only with Banshees. This is another quick mission. Here we have to get 4 relics and destroy a last far-based artifact vault. Playing with the Banshee has its advantages because I am fast and I am cloaked. The plan is to take that middle base so that I can move there after a couple of minutes, but I miscalculated my attack. After successfully securing that base for myself, I tried to see if the artifact had any exposed sites so that I can take it down from there. Sadly, there are none. Apparently, we must get creative again. I made 2 command centers, I filled them with SCVs and went straight for the Protoss' base. There, I built 2 planetary fortresses with a couple of turrets and now the vault is exposed. So what I do now is grab the Banshee and I end the vault for good. Maw of the Void is an interesting one. The bonus objective here is giving me 3 units that are not affected by the generators but I can't use. So I guess we'll be on our own. Again, nothing really happens early in the game, so I take my expand in a very unusual way and I start pushing forward. With this generator and this soon gone, we can safely proceed to the last main generator located in the center of the map. Now that we're done with that, I can take on the mothership? Probably not. I can't attack the mothership head on, so I guess I'll just wait for it to move out of position and destroy the Xel'Naga vault as soon as possible. Which actually happens, so yeah. From the next mission on, we're on Char. Here, as usual, I kill all my units, but then my tanks kill something, and as you well know, that's a restart. Second retry, I realized that my main objective is in fact to gather army, not to kill it. With this realization, I changed my plan. We'll gather an army, but we won't use it. By the way, my choice of unit will be a battlecruiser here. Anyway, I pull back my army behind my mineral line and I start picking off the drop pods with SCVs. On the third pod, I wanted to send a unit that will survive the wave, but it was too late and my reinforcements were killed. For once, not from me. From now on, I got the brilliant idea of dropping a mule wherever there's a pod. That allows me to retrieve the units from there without even being there. Pretty cool, right? Finally we got the objective we've been working towards, but just after that they killed something. Okay, we've got the objective for real. Time to move on to the Nidus worms. In order to get the Nidus worms, I need to clear the spores protecting them. Whenever it's needed, I drop mules on the high ground and we're done. Shatter the Sky is another quick mission, all things considered. I choose to play with the battlecruiser and fortunately, in the start of the mission, I am already given one. So we start doing the objectives and the first 2 were done in less than 5 minutes. The third one on the other hand became a slight problem. I built turrets because I thought that they would help in the fight with the Leviathan, but when I put the Leviathan into the turrets, it almost one-shot me. And it also outranged them. So after a long and intense fight of repairing and attacking again, I finally got it. With the Leviathan down, the last 2 coolant towers fall rapidly, one after another. We're taking off to the last mission. All In became the most interesting of all. This is the mission where I choose whatever unit I want. It could be something as massive as a battlecruiser, a Thor, maybe even a tank. But no, here I choose to play with a Banshee. The reason for that is that I don't really need a defending unit, and also if it were a slow or immobile mech unit, Kerrigan instantly one-shots it. In the first 7 minutes I am only focused on one thing: planetary fortresses. As soon as the 7-minute mark hits, I get my mercenary Banshee. The Banshee serves only one purpose here: to kill all Nidus worms on the map, no matter where they are. Eventually, I get to the point where I have 10 command centers and the only thing that I do is clear Nidus worms, make upgrades and repair everything. Last 10 seconds, things got overheated, but the artifact charged with the perfect timing and we're officially done with it.